What it do, world? It's your boy, the Toothless Wonder, reporting live again from the Bamboozled Again News Network. And I ain't running out of, I got nothing but material because the Bamboozler just goes up exponentially every day, B. Word up. And this will just be part two. I'm going to just piggyback on what I said yesterday after I had a night to marinate on certain things. And again, comb the YouTubeal streets and whatever pop on my feed and stuff like that there. Where I go with this? Man, bro, the level of projection, the level or the ratcheting up of the bait and switch tactic, the condemning folk for the very thing you're guilty of in application has went up another level. Boy, this is the time to try the hearts of men. All right, boy, googity gee. So again, after I worked out and dropped the video and, did some whatever I had to do, just fumbling around on YouTube while I'm, doing, domestic tasks. And I saw your man's, I'll call them the NATO coalition forces. So I've come to discover, as they pop on my feed, I guess if it's in reference to something that I've searched or viewed, then other things associated from other people will pop up on my feed, right? So I basically surmised that this was like a NATO coalition, what do you call that? Like not a consolidated, or a strategic strike on one man, yo. The way they structured it and set it up, it's like one dude say, "Oh, I'm gonna drop a 5-hour joint." Then another, after I'm done, okay, you pop on, you hit him with a 4-hour jump. Then main man come behind. Yo, it was darn near 16 hours of content from 3 different folk, all about one man. I keep telling y'all the devil in the details, yo. And I already, am sided to one direction with this. Just from my own personal experience and being around bamboozlers and, the fraud perpetrators and whatnot. I'm perplexed, right, as to how these brothers who are well versed in the scriptures, the tactics that they're using against another brother who is of the truth, right? You know what I'm saying? Now they all know the truth, but it's just like, wow. I hate to see what they would do to a worldly enemy. Probably nothing. You know what I'm saying? We do each other worse than we do somebody else, yo. Now, the one brother who's probably spearheading the campaign as far as, his influence on social media, he dropped a video talking about, the man ain't got no love for him. But I'm like, how you gonna say the man ain't got no love for you? Where would the love be at if you just made 47 videos about the man? You know what I'm saying? And then got the nerve to turn around talking about you ain't got no, like I've been said this. Any video the one brother dropped, they're just going to put it in the spin cycle and make it about them, even if it's not. And then because it's so long, these videos are so long, they will, if you don't have your own mind, and I that's kind of my thing. Everybody come to their own conclusion. You ain't got to think what I think. I just come on here and tell y'all what I think. But you ain't got to believe what I believe. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't mad at you if you have another opinion. You know what I'm saying? He dropped the whole demonstration talk about you ain't got no love for me. When the man helped you move from one hemisphere of the United States to another, but he ain't got no love for you. When you met him the first time, he rolled out the red carpet for you, but he ain't got no love for you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to see me win. But that wasn't the case until y'all had the fault. And then even amongst the NATO coalition forces, right? The one dude, to me, he had committed a more reprehensible act that potentially put people in danger. And he forgave him, but not the man who said, I apologize. But then, NATO coalition, and this is the alarming part to me, right? These NATO coalition forces, and here's the like I said, the verbal sleight of hand. Whereas though, if you choose to side or take the, if you just choose to, be more sided to the one brother who's being attacked by numerous entities, then they'll insinuate that you're under the delusion of witchcraft. When the one brother said and made a video about men being weak and referenced Pastor Dow and saying that he was right in that particular sense, now they're saying that they're in cahoots. Like, you just can't win with these folk, man. And it's hard, and I've been in a similar situation where numerous groups of people whom I helped, whose back I had, for whatever reason, decided to come out and run this super duper smear campaign, going to people they don't know. The only thing is they know I know them, to change their opinion about me, and they the one did me wrong. You know what I'm saying? And it's just that's why I think I like this topic or this situation is so, like I've been left alone, but I can't, because I just want to see the different tactics and where it go with it. You know what I'm saying? In my humble opinion, if this were truly about, as they say, the repentance of another brother, it not by making 16-hour worth of content about the man. You just trying to turn people against him. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy, yo. And then they'll say, oh, you called us names. But y'all done just made 1,700 videos about me, and then when I lash out and Tupac and bomb on all y'all the way he bombed on everybody from the East Coast, see, he's so bad. Not totally dismissing the fact y'all been antagonizing the man for what? Darn near a month. What you expect him to do? And then if he don't say nothing, then you'll call him out for not saying it. You damned if you do, you damned if you don't. They just going for blood at this point, yo. And it's just so I can't even find the word to describe the level of veracity and the tactics they're using to bring down another brother you was once cool with over a perceived slight. Like I said, even if everything them folks at the NATO coalition forces said was true, it still don't warrant all that. I don't care what nobody say, man. You know what I'm saying? And then when people, and I felt like this. That's why I empathize with the one brother so much, because it's like it make you wonder if this was for such a perceived slight, and let's say I take the onus, I'm at fault for the lamps y'all going, it make you wonder, yo, did they ever have any love for me, or was that all an act? Did I get used and all that? Now I understand in this situation why, the Bible says, be not weary in well doing, for in due season you'll reap a reward. Because let's say us who are, trying to walk a certain path, who, try to hold ourselves accountable, it'll make you, or it'll tempt you, even though you probably can't do it as much as it might run across your mind to a certain extent. You just can't stoop down to the level of these folk, yo. You just can't. You just gotta take it on the chin and bear it. Because you know it ain't true, and God know it ain't true. So you say whatever you say, you leave it at that. But they're just gonna keep antagonizing, especially when there's a financial incentive to do so, being the YouTube viewership of, salaciousness and quote unquote beef and all that. Like James Brown said, sold me out for chicken change. And don't feel remorseful or nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? Wow. This is amazing, yo. Then I saw the one brother, and I'm just talking, right? Then he made, after he dropped that 2-hour joint or however long it was, then he made another one about how semen retention isn't scriptural, it's a scam, so on and so forth. So now he's arguing him, the one brother, and then there's another brother, but he's not with the NATO coalition forces, but that's also had been one of his talking points, semen retention. I find it to be beneficial in the land of harlotry and in the land of, porn and all that. You know what I'm saying? So he made, I guess, a 2-3 hour video arguing that talking point. But I can only stomach but so much of it. But I try to get the crux of it. But at this point, he just arguing people talking points. But you ain't been argued the talking point. They've been making this type of content for years. You just now saying something. You're just running a concerted attack. Like I said, the man, he's probably spearheading the campaign because of his influence as far as, subscribers and whatnot. He's gone through the Chosen One's niece on YouTube like Genghis Khan. He's just trying to, it's not even so much he believes that this isn't a valid talking point, even if it's not scriptural in practicality. He ain't worried about none of that. He's just trying to harvest people's subscribers. Because if I can, put a chink in the armor of his talking points, then people will leave, right? Because they don't want to be lied to or bamboozled. So if they leave, if I'm the one that took them out, they got to come to me. God darn, this is almost like in the streets where brothers fight over $50 sales, bull. Good God of mercy. They say it's easy to get on, but it's hard to get off. Woo-wee. I said, God darn. So then I think he was making, these articulations of, but to me it was just a bunch of word salad. But I try to hear people out to sift through the if I can find the truth in it. And here's another, and that's why everyone needs to be very conscientious, right? Because the bamboozler, he has to produce enough of the truth to chime you in. And then in the flow of the truth, he interjects enough of the bamboozlement to lead you astray. But where are these people leading you? Let's say everything they do work. What's the end game? Then what? This is almost like a Batman, like I said this before, because of viewership and, things of that nature. They have to continue to make videos about this man, because if they don't, what else are they going to go back to? Like if the Joker actually annihilated the Batman, he'd probably become an alcoholic because he wouldn't know what to do with himself. Like, yeah, you might sit on the throne for a little bit, but then you'll lose purpose. Your whole purpose has been discrediting another man that you were once cool with for a perceived slight, yo. That's like me. I'm in a group of brothers, right? Now, one brother done slept with my woman. You know what I'm saying? The other brother, we had a disagreement or a misunderstanding. But I'm more inclined to forgive and then hang out with the dude that slept with my woman, not the dude I had a misunderstanding with. Come on, cuz. And then making it sound like we chopped it up like men. Da 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 da. Y'all didn't chop it up like men until he Tupac bombed first on all y'all. Then y'all got together. Well, it wasn't beforehand. But these people, honestly, with just, crafty wordplay, you know what I'm saying? They think everybody's stupid, yo. And then if you're not stupid, then they'll try to shame you into saying because you don't believe me because I keep talking that you just like him. In reality, anybody that they can't just mentally manipulate, they can't use them no way. So they might well call you a name or project onto you because you don't believe what they're saying or you got your own opinion of a situation. That's why everybody need their own brain. It's crazy. I wouldn't be surprised. It's early Monday morning. I wouldn't be surprised they get to dumping on the man again first thing in the morning. You know what I'm saying? And then I'm thinking, yo, granted, okay, maybe in certain aspects with Genghis Khan, right? I'm assuming his main, giddy up or the financial is YouTube, so he got time to do it. But who, I don't care how, it could have been the worst of or egregious of situations against me. I still ain't gonna have time to hop on no YouTube and talk about it for no 5 and 6 hours, yo. I'm just not. I'm gonna just say whatever I say. I'm done with it, yo. I got it off my chest. That's what I'm more so concerned with. I really don't be caring what nobody think. I know God knows. You know what I'm saying? But this is just, I don't even know the words to quantify or how to accurately describe or use the verbiage of the English language to describe what I'm saying. Because it's like my spirit just can't put it in the word that come out my mouth. I'm just like, it'll make you, which we can't do this either, But here's also enough. It'll make you just distrustful of though. It'll almost push you back into the world to a degree, or tempt you to do so. Because if this is what people with the scriptures do, you might well go on in the world. At least you know what they hitting for. You know what I'm saying? At least you know what to expect. It's just amazing to see all these people who so say are, know they're scriptural, biblical, Hebrew Israelites. Just, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow, yo. Then they wishing, like, and I heard them interject certain things like wishing the man project fail. And not just his project, but there are other people behind the scenes who are associated with this. So now they're even trying to bait them. You see what I'm saying? Now they're making little antagonistic comments about people who don't got nothing to do with the situation. They just attached to the one brother in whatever capacity. Boy, they is poor. It's real in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like a street takeover, yo. Like anybody, we plucking on anybody who associated with this man. They ain't got nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I truly believe that there's a more nefarious plot at hand. And you know what I believe? I believe somebody done co-opted these people. Because like I said, I watched the Tariq Nasheed interview. I think it was on Vlad. And he was talking about when he dropped Hidden Colors or whatever. And he said he was actually approached by the FBI. And they just asking him questions and, you know what I'm saying? Like, just letting them know they watching them or woo. And we all know from just historical precedent that these various organizations, CIA, FBI, shadowy figures, whoever, they will dangle the proverbial carrot in front of your face. Like I said in another video about, like, they'll just, go on social media or get some type of dossier on you to see where your true desires lie for finance or, fame or whatever. And they'll present that to you to get you to take out the genuine one. And this is what I truly believe with the NATO forces. I don't think, it's not that I don't think they feel bad. I think they truly feel justified in doing such. That's what I think. I don't think this is like they do it and then, they feel bad or they too dug in, they gotta keep going with it. I think they actually enjoy this. How would you, how do you feel good about attempting to destroy another brother, yo? Even, like I said, even if everything they saying is true, it still don't warrant all that. And to the level y'all going about it. And then, like I said, they said they want to see him repent. But how's the man ever going to get around to repentance? You keep antagonizing him. You know what I'm saying? You keep, and there is a financial, because I'm sure this type of content creates more viewers, more so than just regular content that they were doing. So they might see the number, and now they got an incentive to keep going with it. And I've been, like I said, any video he made, it could be about women. Or, you know what I'm saying? Semen retention, which ain't got nothing to do with nothing. As far as them people go, now they twisting that. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, here's my humble take on semen retention. It is, especially if you're trying to walk upright here in Babylon, and I'm speaking for myself, it is real in the battlefield. And I'll just get a little personal for a minute. Especially when you're trying to do right, like you, not, of course, just physiologically as a man, you have a desire for procreation, right? Next to, let's see, food, shelter, clothing, right close underneath of that is probably, sex, right? But I don't want to just, because it's all over the place. So you can do that, whether you pay for it, which is totally against my religion, and I ain't got none. Or you just, you know how they moving out here. You know what to say to them. You know how to kick it to them and get it that way. That's not my desire. I would desire a wife and or wives, not just for the purpose of sex, for the purpose of lineage, dynasty. Like back in the day when they were two families were intermarried to consolidate power and become stronger, that type of stuff. I see not just for sex, I see the functionality of the institution, which here in Babylon, they completely obliterated and turned into a joke. So I know in the scripture, it talk about if a man burned with lust, it is better for him to marry. so that he's not in error, right? But from maybe because I don't know if it comes small town, maybe because I'm slightly different, I don't see a whole lot of women with wifely type of attributes. I don't even see a whole lot of women whose company I actually enjoy being around, let alone to get to that point to enjoy her company and what I'm saying, her as a woman, as a person, to lead the sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, we not getting to know the sex part unless I enjoy being around you. I enjoy your conversation. I enjoy your company. You see what I'm saying? Because if my mind ain't in it, meat ain't standing up. No, it's a abort mission. We ain't gonna be able to do that, cuz. As much as I might be, because everybody walk around butt naked out here, which is vexing to say the least. Because let's say, oh, I'm going to Walmart. Everybody in there butt naked, right? So I'm thinking about cheeseburger. Next thing I see cheeks everywhere. Then it's gonna, trigger my carnality, to be honest with you. But at the same time, my spirit or my flesh is triggered in carnality. My spirit is turned off. Because if you're dressed like that, then I can generally assume pretty accurately where your beliefs and your mind is at. I can darn near predict your life path up until this point if you're dressed like that. It's not like these women are unknowledgeable or just naive as we might have thought they once were. They know what they're doing. They just banking on the fact you don't know what they're doing. That's why they keep, like, if you look in society a lot of time, like, man might have money or whatever the case may be, but he don't have the game. And I don't mean game as far as like manipulating women. I mean game as far as knowledge and wisdom in a multitude of different areas. That's why they want the dude who's slow or kind of green, or so they can work him. But these same women, like, everything's inverted here. She will then, like I said in the last video, respect and esteem a brother who treat them like nothing. Maybe because deep down they know they ain't nothing. But as a righteous man, like, I can do it, and I have done it. But I ain't trying to rock out like that. Even if they is like that, and it's more practical to do that. Do the Most High want me treating these folk like that? I feel like the responsibility is on me, yo. So if I gotta treat you like that to get the best of behavior out you, I don't need to be fooling with you at all. Let me tell it ain't a whole lot out here to fool with. And when you're more, from my experience, let's say even if you're not perfect, but you got a certain calling on your life, these Jezebel women, whether they're masquerading or presenting themselves however they think you want to see them, they're hell bent on your destruction. They want to turn you cold. They want to stop your progress. You see what I'm saying? It's so inverted here, and I keep using that word. Like, you meet a woman, right? And then, of course, she's going to tell you, all the, trials and tribulations. She dealt with dudes, and everybody did her wrong, right? Now, you ain't trying to do nobody wrong. But then they'll turn around and try to do you wrong. When it would make more sense. Let's say, okay, me, right? I've had these negative experiences with women, right? Then I meet a woman who characteristically is nothing like that, and I see that over a period of time, and then I do her that way. Instead of, since I ain't seen it in so long, how about I just be a good steward of it? It don't make no sense to me, but I do understand the scripture where, like, evil people, and they don't have to be outright evil with horns and all that there, but just evil people in the sense of, becoming bitter and like all that type of stuff. They'll still continue to fool with the same type of people who contributed to their bitterness, but legitimately get somebody who work with them, who care for them, who try to, point them in the right direction, and they will try to destroy you. It's damn near impossible for me. I'm talking about me. And I don't know if it's maybe because I'm in a small town, or, the small town mentality exists, or I ain't really, what I'm saying? I try to lead by example. I'm not the boisterous or the over flexing type or anything along those lines. It's slim pickings. And I'll say this. Now, I don't know how this works. And I went online and looked at it. I think they said 80% of Americans have gotten at least one jab. And I think 70% got at least two. I don't want to sleep with no woman who's been vaccinated. I don't want the honeycomb hideout genetically modified, yo. And then how that work? We had kids and all that. Or if I go, does it transfer to me somehow? I don't want no vaccinated guts. Excuse me, you know what I'm saying? So that makes slim pickings already slimmer. That's why I'm one of these brothers, man. I'm really thinking, I gotta get out the country for a multitude of reasons, not just women. Because I'm not necessarily by nature entrepreneurial, but I see the necessity to be so. But I want to produce, you know what I'm saying, from the earth, harvest everything from the earth. Because everything you use, at first the raw material, like, you know, like your tires, it came from a rubber tree. I'd rather do the Frank Lucas thing, go straight get the raw material, and then sell it to you. You can manufacture. I just control the raw material. I don't feel like manufacturing it. I just want to sell it to you. Like the the Mexicans or whatever, they just got the straight coat. You know what I'm saying? They probably do, doctor it up a little bit and package it up. But when they sell it to you, that's when you do the Gregory Hans on it. They just grow it. It's real about it. So I find that semen retention is, even if it's not scriptural, even though I know that one joint where the man wasted the seed, I don't know if that was because of, beating off or whatever you want to call it. And he got punished for that. But you kind of gotta, because you'll be riled up. And then there's a plethora of corn online, you know what I'm saying? To release, you know what I'm saying? To ease you, whatever. I find semen retention to be a discipline that is necessarily needed. Not necessarily for whatever the positive benefits are, just so you don't get wrapped up in the matrix. You know what I'm saying? Because the women here might be the key pillar component thereof. There aren't a whole lot of, I wouldn't even go righteous with it. Just decent women. It's so crazy here. It's so crazy here that men now want families more than women, when that wasn't the case back in the day. They've convinced women to go against their natural function and desire. Wow, this is insane. Like I said, when I was working at the spot, man, them women was hucklebucking like it was no tomorrow with anybody. Now, granted, everybody make mistakes, lose their way, But again, back to my point of just a lack of shame. Like, here it is in the word said, there's a lack of shame. People be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, lovers of pleasure more than lovers of God. You know what I'm saying? They'll be unforgiving. They'll be truce breakers. But it talks about something about like being overly the top with vengeance or violence. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say I'm giving an example, like me and a brother get into it, I knock him down, cause I got my point across. But to the point where you stomping on the man, and then you jumping on the car wanting the Hulk Hogan leg, smash him and all that. That's too much. That's what these people is, yo. So I find a need, semen retention and all that, and practicality, just to keep myself safe. Cause I be tempted like everybody else. I'm a man like everybody else. However, because of prior experiences, and I'm not like traumatized, like I'm still open. It's just, I'm just more diligent because the liability doesn't supersede the potential. You know what I'm saying? It just don't. It just don't, not to me. And in reality, if you're not going to get my program, ain't nothing I can do with you anyway. And I'll share this, and it ain't even nothing to be proud of. I'll put it like this. At one point in my journey, I was actually a box broker. Yeah. And was having success with it. Here the tripping part. I discovered that these females really, sell box like that. And I discovered this, I knew it, but the enlightenment hit me when I was at the bar one night. And I seen sisters that now mind you, this particular bar is outside of Fort Meade, Maryland. which like Fort Meade is actually an army base, and like the NSA sits on this army base, right? So you get an influx of people, whatever, career wise, whatever. But this particular bar is right outside of the hood, so you had this intermingling of army folk, male and female, with hood folk, male and female. And I seen so many army dudes tricking off, right? I seen so many sisters who had degrees or I knew them from other places, and they might be high financial, at least from the outside looking in, right? But for extra, if main man offer extra $200-$300, she gonna do it. I thought that was the whole purpose of getting an education, so you wouldn't have to sell box. Now, selling box isn't shameful anymore. You got your own hair business, but if Mr. Earl come through with 5, you gonna do it. And that's all I seen. So that's how I got in the game, because I was cool with everybody. Because I'm kind of like the super fun guy, especially when I'm drinking. When I have fun, I want everybody to have fun. But I have no ulterior motive or agenda until I seen that one. And then I would look. So I ain't even gonna get all into it because it was quite shameful, right? So one day I'm drinking with my partner playing chess, and I just shake my head, right? I start shaking my head, and my mind say, "Yo, Cal, what's up? Yo, you all right?" I said, "Man, I'm done with this." He's like, "Yo, what you talking about?" And I was selling scutters at the time, rickety rocks. I said, "I'm done with all this shit." He said, "Man, what?" In the middle of success, like I had a little name for myself, which ain't about nothing. I had a little name for myself, but that ain't about nothing. God, can't you see me? I said, "Man, I'm done, yeah. What you gonna do?" "I don't know. I ain't doing this no more." So I told what would be considered the bottom B. I told her, I said, "Yo, I'm gonna give you about a week to figure out what you gonna do, yeah. And I'm done with this, man. This, you know what I'm saying? Woo woo." Guess what, yo? She flipped out on me and got me locked up. Not for actually manipulating her to sell box. She got me locked up because I ain't want to do it no more, yo. I've got more attraction, or whatever you want to call it, more good behavior, play, whatever you want to call it, when I was living foul. I could do no wrong, even though that's all I did all day long. Then in just the annals of my conscience, I said, "Man, let me stop doing these people like this, yo. This ain't, nah, yo." And they going for it, "Nah, yo. I can't rock out like this, yo." Stop doing it, and actually, not even on no simp type stuff. Just try to treat them like with some human respect. Well, they start trying to carry a brother, yo. I said, it's so crazy. I don't know. I'm not a woman. Maybe any women in the chat or whatever in the comment section help me understand this. Not saying you like this. I'm just saying maybe you can help interject me into the mind of the modern woman, right? It don't make no sense to me. Why would I respect somebody who disrespect me? Why do I esteem someone who do me bad and disrespect my mind, yo, and got me looking stupid? But this is what happens all day, every day in the paint, B. In this modern culture, it's actually, now it's not scriptural, but in practicality, it's actually better to treat these modern women like a pit bull. You'll get better behavior out of them. But if you just try to treat them right and have the best intention for them, they consider that weak, and then they're going to carry all the stuff out of you. I've seen so many situations. I know I done went off on left field here. I've seen so many situations. I've seen brothers who had churches, like storefront churches, and a woman cheated with a young dude on a bicycle. And then when he catch him, she put out this story of stuff that wasn't going on to get him locked up so he don't destroy her image. That'll segue me to this, right? The bamboozler is more concerned about image and the painting thereof than actually keeping it real in the battlefield. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're operating from a place of true or attempted righteousness, you're not worried about no image. You're not really worried about what other people think. You worry about what the Most High think, what the ultimate judge think. Excuse me, like, damn everybody else, that ain't gonna get it. And of course, I could be wrong in a situation, but more oftentimes than not, I don't need nobody to highlight if I'm wrong, because my spidey sense gonna tell me I'm wrong. My conscience gonna tell me I'm wrong. Even if I felt right at the time, when I get by myself and that thing get to working, oh, and I went about that the wrong way, yo. You know what I'm saying? Nobody has to, not saying I can't be corrected, but most time I know how to correct my darn self. Because I'm just trying to live right and let the chips fall where they may. I'm not trying to win no popularity contest. I'm not trying to win people over to my side. You see what I'm saying? None of that. Because we all know, one minute they love you, next minute they be trying to crucify you. And if you're of the chosen ilk, truly, you probably been through this a bunch of times. That's why I found the one brother's content so valid, especially now. But the NATO force will make it seem like he doing it. Oh, yo, phone getting hot. Ooh, my back. These NATO forces will have you thinking he's doing it out of like a guilt response. When the man been making content about that. But now all of a sudden it's a guilt response. But he'd have made 5 years worth of content about this. And I find it more, because what's happening, it seems like the character, the behavior, the mindsets of the modern person is changing. And they're not getting better. They might make more money or they might hit another goal. But their behavior is getting worse. What they used to stand for, they're coming off their post. You see what I'm saying? And I think it's a blessing, even, and I tie back to semen retention, in this kind of isolated path I walk, because it gives me the ability to constantly keep checking myself. I don't really have people who are able to like just plant seeds, subtly interjecting certain things. You see what I'm saying? Because the people who do that don't have your best interest at heart. They just want to see you, like, it never made no sense to me. And I made this video about my old homeboy DC Mo, right? Well, we had kind of a similar life path. So I share certain information with him. But as he seen me hit certain goals, and it don't make no sense, because how am I become jealous of somebody that I was shoulder to shoulder with in the field with, right? But because he was always complaining, always better, always couldn't move from his past, then he started doing things like overly calling me for no reason to disrupt progress, because he want me to be miserable with him. You see what I'm saying? Or what'll happen, they'll see attributes in you that they really don't have, which can be honed, but they don't want to put the work in to do it. And then instead of stepping up their game for themselves, they'll feel better. I know I ain't nothing, but I get an ego boost, the fact that I'm able to distract you. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say somehow I got Donald Trump's phone number. Instead of soaking up the game or getting the game from Donald Trump, I won't do that. What I'll do, I'll say out of insecurity, I can't get up to his standard. So what I'll do is, out of ego, I'll attempt to disrupt what he's doing and feel good about the fact, yeah, I ain't like him, but I'm attached to him, and I can F with him. You know what I'm saying? I can call him up right now and just say whatever. You know what I'm saying? Instead of just putting in the work. You mean to tell me you're that low based where you feel good about the fact that you can disrupt somebody else's campaign? Good God, boy, it's real in the battlefield. From the cradle to the grave, baby, to the casket drop is real in the battlefield. And it's getting realer every day. I want to see what's the next progression of these tactics. You know what I'm saying? It's insane, yo. I just find it so, at this point, humorous how people will project onto you and make up all these frivolous arguments about something you did or didn't do while they're doing it in real time. People will hold you to a standard, to a scriptural standard, but it don't apply to them. It only applies when I'm making an argument against you. But the whole way I'm going about this is unscriptural. But we ain't gonna talk about that. And if somebody bring it up, then I'll just do like a woman, and we talk about a certain issue, and then I'll talk about something totally unrelated. You forgot my Wendy's. What they got to do with anything? Yeah, you forgot my Wendy's. You can't, it's true, you can't reason with these folks. You might as well just not even fool with them, trip up off of them. But I guess this is the cross among many that we had to bear. And it's just, it don't really affect me none, because of I got like a little kid heart. Like, I seen the brother say this, and I empathize with this so much. I'll share the story. I get up off here, right? So Now, mind you, I grew up in like an agricultural, very isolated place, right? Like almost like down on the farm, like little house on the prairie type, right? So I was in elementary school and we had went on a field trip to Philadelphia, I guess for the Freedom Bell, right? So I ain't never been to no city. This is one of my earliest memories I can remember. Now, you know, when you young like that, like you kind of pure and innocent and all that. So I remember now I'm in the big city, I'm walking down the street, right? I'll never forget this. And I see people, you know, going up and down the sidewalk. And I see a brother on the side of the, now I think it was a white dude, but a brother anyway, you know what I mean? He was all, and he looked like he was homeless. This is my first time ever seeing a homeless person. And I was blown away because I'm like, yo, and I tugged my chaperone. I said, why ain't nobody helping that man? Like, I was totally blown away by all the people that I had seen pass by this man on the street and nobody stopped to help him. I was like, my brain couldn't process it. Like, why wouldn't they do that? Now, of course, I'm young, I don't understand certain stuff. So once I got parallel with the man, I dug in my pocket. I think something, you know, mine gave $5 lunch. I gave it to him. It felt good. That's all I can do. But I was just like, is this the world? Like, I've never really fit into, like, nothing in the world ever made sense to me. Even when I was in school, like, the way people went about stuff, or it just never made no sense to me. And then can't nobody, you know, at that time convince me how I'm wrong. Just like now, can't nobody convince me that I'm wrong, because I got my own mind. And I got a level, I believe, of discernment that I don't even realize I got. Because up until this point, with this particular content I'm making now, if you go back to, you know, the who versus who beef, part 1, 2, that's probably 2-3 weeks old now, if not a month. And everything I said just in the flash statement and came true. Even up until this point. But man, let me get off here. It's time to work out, man. I'm gonna holler at y'all. Ooh,